what's up and welcome back to my channel. I just had a baby 6 weeks ago today. I had a little baby boy and I have a 2-year-old daughter as well. If you guys would like to see more videos about my pregnancy and my labor and delivery vlog, if you missed that with the name reveal, I will link that down below in the description. Today's video is a really special video for me personally. Today I'm sharing with you guys the things that I'm doing differently this time around with my second child, and also giving you guys an update on postpartum depression. Do I have it this time around? How am I doing? Talking to you guys about that. This video is really special to me because Valentine's Day is coming up, and I've never shared this before, but 2 years ago on Valentine's Day was the first day that I went to therapy for my postpartum depression. I've been really open on my channel about my traumatic labor experience I had with my daughter and my subsequent postpartum depression. And I really want to normalize the conversation around postpartum depression because 1 in 9 new mothers experience it. I wanted to say a huge thank you to Google for partnering with me on today's video. Google launched a private, clinically validated postpartum depression self-assessment to help more mothers get help faster. Alongside this video, they are sponsoring the National Alliance on Mental Illness and Mental Health America. So I am so excited to be participating in this campaign and hopefully normalizing the conversation. So let's get into the things that I'm doing differently with baby number 2. I am taking care of myself. I used to go hours without eating because my daughter was such a difficult baby. She had colic, she had acid reflux, and it felt like I was always feeding and bouncing her, trying to get her to calm down. The minute I would set her down, she would start screaming again. So I literally would go hours without feeding myself, and it would roll around. It'd be lunchtime. I hadn't had anything to eat yet. Knowing what I know now, it is impossible to take care of your children well if you are not also taking care of yourself. And I'm not saying like take care of yourself as in like lavish self-care, but you do need the basic necessities. You need to eat food. You need to sleep. You need to take a shower. It's very hard as a mom to get those 5 minutes to yourself, but you really do need to be making time for those basic necessities for yourself. So I'm letting other things go in my life this time around to make sure that I'm taking care of my basic needs. So for me personally, that means I'm eating food before I'm picking up toys or before I'm unloading the dishwasher. I am making sure my needs are being met before I start taking care of the house. I'm being much more realistic with myself this time around. I will not have a clean house, a happy 2-year-old, a happy newborn, new videos up on my channel every week, dinner made every night. It's just not possible to do everything at all times. Some days will be better than others, and some days I'm seriously just lucky to get a shower in. And I know that this time around. I'm not stressing myself out about having the house be perfectly clean every day or getting laundry done every single day. I know that some days, some things will need to be let go. I'm trying to keep my to-do list small and realistic so that way I can actually get the things done on that list and not feel bad about myself because I spent 80% of the day breastfeeding, which that in and of itself is a full-time job. If you are breastfeeding all day long, you should not feel bad about that. You are doing a great thing. You are accomplishing something, so remind yourself of that. I'm also spending less time on social media. Those long nights late at night when you're breastfeeding, it's so easy to grab your phone to try to keep yourself awake, and then you just end up mindlessly scrolling on social media. And being on social media that much did not help with my postpartum depression. I'd see these moms posting about how unbelievably happy they were in the newborn stage, how they wouldn't trade it for anything, how much they loved it. And I would feel so bad about myself for what I now know was me experiencing something deeper. Now I use the time late at night on my phone to do things that are more productive. So if I'm gonna be spending the time on my phone while I'm feeding my baby, I'm instead trying to think of things like writing out my grocery list, writing a list of videos that I want to film at some point in the future, writing out my to-do list for the day. I'm really trying to make my time on my phone mean more and actually be a little bit more productive as I can be while I'm breastfeeding, instead of getting sucked into the comparison trap on social media. I am also mentally just doing better this time around, so my mind feels more up to doing those kind of productive tasks like writing out a grocery list or writing out a to-do list, When I was dealing with postpartum depression, I couldn't even get my mind around trying to be productive while I was breastfeeding because I just felt so overwhelmed. So don't blame yourself if this tip seems hard for you, because I have also been there. I'm not afraid to ask for help this time around. If my mom offers to hold my baby so he can nap on her for 2 hours, I take it. I sleep, I eat, I rest. If the grandparents offer groceries, say yes. Let people help you so you can be recovering. Don't be afraid to take people up on their offers, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Let people help you so you can recover. But even deeper than that, I am not afraid to ask for serious help, because I've opened up to you guys on my channel before about my traumatic labor experience with my daughter and my postpartum depression. And when I was going through it, I didn't want to talk to anyone about it because I felt like I was just a burden to other people. I felt like I had nothing positive to offer the conversation, especially if every time someone asked me how I was doing, the answer was the same. It was bad, not good. I didn't want to keep talking about it. So I just ended up wanting to isolate myself because I felt like I could add nothing. I also didn't want people to think that me experiencing this depression meant that I didn't love my baby, because nothing could be further from the truth. I absolutely adored my daughter. She was my entire life, but I was still struggling. I just felt like my brain literally wasn't making any happy hormone. I would wake up miserable and it would only get worse throughout the day. I loved my daughter, but I just personally did not feel like myself. So like I said in the intro, I started to go to therapy, and that was so amazing for me. So I really want to normalize the conversation around postpartum depression with getting help, getting therapy. These are all amazing and great things that you should not feel ashamed about seeking out. 1 in 9 new mothers are affected by postpartum depression, and postpartum anxiety is also very common. If you are currently struggling with either postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety, or you are thinking that you might be, Google has launched a new private, clinically validated postpartum depression self-assessment. It's to help elevate resources to help more mothers get help faster. I know personally, I spent so much time Googling what I was going through, what I was feeling, the symptoms I was having. So having the ability to have a private, clinically validated tool is such an incredible resource. Google's tool is private, it's secure, and it can help connect you with resources. Again, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Google for partnering with me on today's video to help normalize the conversation on postpartum depression and to give women tools to get help. In partnership with today's video, Google is sponsoring the National Alliance on Mental Illness and Mental Health America. So I am so excited to be partnering with them to help advocate for mental health. I am hiring help this time around. I know how incredibly overwhelmed I felt when my husband was gone for 13 hours a day and I was at home with my newborn. So when my husband's back at work, I have help in place for a few days a week. This is something we planned for with this pregnancy and something we budgeted for the entire year leading up to the birth of our child. We also moved closer to my family so they would be able to help more. I was very serious about taking care of my mental health this pregnancy around, so we made sure to plan that I would have help, not be alone, and not hopefully be overwhelmed. I plan on making time to exercise this time around. I always put things in front of my own personal health the first time around. I was just cleared by my doctors to be able to go to physical therapy and start getting my strength back, and I am so excited. My kids cannot be well taken care of if I don't first take care of myself. I did physical therapy a year after my daughter was born. I waited an entire year to go and get some help for myself. So this time around, I plan on doing it much sooner. I was cleared by my doctors. They gave me the recommendation for physical therapy, and I plan to start going as soon as possible. The exercise is not only so good for my physical health, but so important for my mental health as well. I am being way more patient with my body this time around. I wanted to feel like my old self so badly after the birth of my daughter. I literally put so much pressure on myself. I went home from the hospital in Spanx liquid leggings, like a crazy person. That is not normal. Now, after fully going through the pregnancy and childbirth and breastfeeding experience with my first child, I realized that my body didn't ever fully go back to its old size until I was completely done with breastfeeding. And I breastfed my daughter for 13 months. So that meant from pregnancy through the end of breastfeeding, it was almost 2 years until I got back into my normal size of clothing. So knowing that now, I am stressing way less. I am not worried about fitting back into my old clothes or bouncing back, because I know if I plan on breastfeeding my child, my body's just not gonna go back. It's going to take some serious time. This time I know that it's such a short-lived phase. So I'm living in comfy nursing clothes. I wore sweatpants home from the hospital, and I am not stressed out about it. Like, I literally just created a human, okay? I don't need to worry about what size my pants are. I am way more knowledgeable about wake windows this time around. Part of the stressful thing with babies, especially if you have a difficult colicky baby, is not knowing what's wrong with them. Are they tired? Do they need to eat? Are they in pain? Is something uncomfortable for them? Not having these answers is very confusing and feels very stressful. So knowing how often they need to sleep and a general timeline for a newborn baby's day is such a help. It really helps you feel empowered and like you know what's going on with your baby, which is half the battle. This time around, I also know how short-lived the newborn phase really is. Even if it feels like forever, because when you're in it, it does feel like it's forever because every day is pretty much exactly the same and you're up all night and the days and weeks blend together. But I do know how short-lived this phase really is, so I'm really reminding myself of that, and I'm way less stressed, feeling like I'm not getting enough done or I won't ever get anything done, because I know that I will in time. So that's what I'm doing differently this time around with baby number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it could help you out. If it did, please give the video a thumbs up to let me know, and please leave me a comment down below letting me know your best tips with having an infant, whether it's your first, your second, your fourth. Let me know something that helped you out down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more, and follow me over on Instagram for more family and life updates. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!